Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Thursday, May 15th, 2025. Pre-market report, few things I want to cover. I don't even know which one is actually more important. I guess I do. What we're going to face starting June 1st is going to hit everyone. And what we're about to see is going to be epic. I'm going to cover that in just a moment. But before we even get there, I want to share something else with you guys and girls that this, look, man, whenever I open my mouth about certain things, all of a sudden it just, it takes on a mind of its own. I am not about to call a market crash here. I still believe, well, all this depends on the debt market. What we're witnessing here lately with this massive sell-off in the debt market, the 10-year yield rising, yeah, we're on the precipice of a massive sell-off every freaking single day. But you got this mechanism of the Federal Reserve, central banks in here buying it all, keeping rates artificially suppressed, calls for a weaker dollar, calls for lower rates right out of puppet presidents and pretty much all world leaders. They're all saying the same thing. Not a single one is saying we need higher rates because that would hurt their respective central bank. No world leader today wants to hurt their central bank, especially here in the United States. Everything is being done that you can possibly imagine. Every single policy in place right now is doing nothing but making the Federal Reserve more powerful, enriching the Federal Reserve. Again, when you hear a sitting United States president say, I demand lower rates, I demand a weaker dollar, all this does is empower the Federal Reserve. A $1.32 trillion spending bill. I mean, I can tell you right now that the creature things, non-human entities that dwell in the halls of the Federal Reserve, well, they're in full orgasm mode. They can't imagine they have possibly, how could this have happened to them? By the grace of God, they have a guy here sitting behind the Resolute desk saying, you know what, let's inflate into infinity and beyond. And let's at the same time destroy the purchasing power of the currency without actually lowering rates here via every other mechanism you can dream about. And that's exactly what I want to cover here, because starting June 1st, we're going to see things change. But before we get there, I want to start off with this. This is in your inbox right now. If you subscribe to my newsletter, people, it's 100% free. I get nothing out of it. I'm not peddling anything, all right? Link in the description of this video. This is for you guys and girls out here who want a little more insight as to what's going on. This is a chart here of the S&P 500. This is where we are now. We got this rising wedge. This is an exceptionally dangerous rising wedge. Why? No volume. There is no volume propelling this. That tells me that you see this space? That's an air pocket. There's an air pocket under the stock market right now. Again, I'm not calling for a crash, people, so please don't put words in my mouth. I am telling you that we are standing here right now on the precipice of what could be something substantial, and I even outlined the dates for you. So right here, the stock market is walking into a trap door beginning today. And just by coincidence, of course, stock futures are lower. As a matter of fact, pretty much everything is lower across the board. We'll cover that in a moment. But air pocket sitting right here beneath this rising wedge. Now I'm going to read this to you. I want you to get a mental picture of this as I read. Okay, bear with me. What this chart is screaming, this rising wedge, is textbook. A narrowing range, higher highs, higher lows, all climbing into exhaustion. Exhaustion because there's no volume. The steep angle of ascent and the volume fade underneath. Tension is at a breaking point, and that's where we are. This is what to look out for, people. The immediate threat zone begins today. I wrote tomorrow again because this was from last night, May 15th, and runs through the 21st. Now, let's just read through this here. Let's see if I can read this freaking backwards here. These coming 5 to 6 trading days are crucial. Why? We are at the apex of this wedge, price nearing 59.50 to 6,000, and momentum is weakening. If the market fails to break through with volume is commitment, well, the trap door starts to open. Here is a timeline for you. Timeline is I'm speculating here, all right? I'm not like telling you this is going to happen, but again, starting today through the 21st, high risk of false breakout or stall at the apex. Let's see where this goes. A false breakout would mean a bump above this wedge on no volume. That means you can fall right back through it. But again, we're gonna watch this, and I will keep all of you guys on top of it. So anyway, let's go back to this here. So from today to the 21st, high risk of a false breakout or stall at the apex. It looks like we're stalling because again, stock futures are lower. From the 22nd to the 28th, breakdown likely begins, and by June 7th to the 10th, the full wedge fallout could drop to 5,400. I mean, I'm just telling you again, just to push the point home that I don't see this as a crash. But look, man, if the debt market doesn't want to play nice, and it certainly isn't playing nice as of right now, all this could change. All of this could change. Now, before I start to talk about what's about to happen on June 1st, and I did a whole nice outline for you, let's go back to this market. The dollar weakening, relative strength basis. This is this morning. Here's the bigger issue. Debt market, 10-year yield, 4.51. It came down just a little bit. If this continues, as that market drops, if in fact this plays out to be true, we could see a much more dramatic drop, but we'll see. As I said, stock futures are lower, nothing dramatic, but lower nonetheless. Gold and silver are lower. Crude oil is also lower. I don't have a printout of crude oil. Bitcoin, President Trump's favorite assets here, the cryptocurrency space. Him and his sons building a crypto empire. Hey, did you know this? You know what President Trump's trip to the Middle East? He brought 30 CEOs of the biggest corporations here in the world with him. I wonder who paid for that trip. Did they get to ride on Air Force One for free? No, you paid for it. Imagine our shock here. But what did you expect? Anyway, look, guys and girls, here we go. So 2 weeks. This is also in your inbox. Whether you choose to subscribe to my newsletter or not, frankly, I don't care. I don't get a single dime out of it. It's for you. It's for knowledge. It's for wisdom. Link in the description of this video. 2 weeks. Countdown starting now. 5 things to look out for. People, do you recall just yesterday when they started to propagandize inflation, telling us that now it's at a 4-year low? Meanwhile, the day before, by their own numbers, they told us that inflation was rising. So again, the propaganda is going to be thrown at you. It's almost like a hypnotic thing. It's not happening. Ignore it. It's someone else's fault. You're not seeing this. It's literally what they're doing. I mean, I was mind blown. Not really, because you and I said this would happen. We said that we were going to see propaganda like that with regard to inflation. It's not happening. We are at a 4-year low. Meanwhile, again, by their own numbers, out of their own mouths, the day before, they tell you it's rising. Then they try to flip it because that's how dumb they think you are. Me, I know you're not dumb. So this is what we're going to be looking forward to, people. I listed things right here. 5 things only. And we'll see how much we nail it. So 2 weeks. Countdown starting now. 5 things to look out for. Lions. Starting June 1st, which I'm going to call D-Day here. The early stages of the tariff effect is going to hit us. And this is what to expect. Are you ready? Propaganda on a massive scale. And I mean massive. Number 1, this is what you're going to hear. These price increases are minor and short-lived, maybe even temporary or transitory. They're probably going to use that language. The economy is strong, and this is part of a necessary transition, they love that word, to protect American jobs. They will downplay the price hikes, calling them adjustments, and insist it's for the greater good. That's number 1. Number 2, tariffs will boost U.S. manufacturing. This is how we take control of our supply chains and stop relying on China. Sounds great, sounds patriotic, but it's a lie, and you and I have exposed this lie. The United States doesn't even have the infrastructure to replace these imports anytime soon, and we have discussed this. Number 3, any inflation you're seeing is is a residual. It's a residual from past cycles. It's Joe Biden's fault. Not these tariffs. They will disconnect rising prices from tariff policy. Expect economic experts to be floated out on TV. They're not real. You and I have talked about this a million times. Claiming tariffs are having just a minimal effect here, even as grocery, phone prices, and appliances explode in price across the board. That's number 3. Number 4, this is China's fault again. These tariffs are our response to unfair practices. They brought this on themselves. Classic scapegoating, people. Instead of addressing how the United States government policies are hurting its own people. We're being destroyed from within. You know that. They want us on our knees. We are getting a new system. And they'll redirect anger towards, of course, external enemies like they always do. Number 5, the last one. Consumers haven't really felt any pain. You're imagining this. It's not happening. The economy is resilient. The data shows spending is strong. Expect more manipulated metrics to say Americans are doing just fine. You're going to see all of that. And maybe things we can't even think. That's just a few things that just popped in my head. This morning I got up early, man. I couldn't sleep. I've been up since, I don't know, about 4:30. And I wonder why I walk around like a zombie all day long. Anyway, guys, listen, man. I try to put that time to good use here. If I get up early, which is kind of what I always do anyway. I've always been an early riser here. I don't just sit around and do nothing. I try to engage myself for all of you so we can understand what's going on. So how many of you believe that what I just told you is true? Again, number 1, we have an air pocket under this stock market. We'll see how it plays out. I outlined the dates for you starting today, all there. With regard to the propaganda, the what's about to happen starting June 1st is going to blow your mind. Just be ready for anything. As a matter of fact, just like we just saw, same thing. Inflation is at a 4-year low. Inflation is at a 4-year low. Meanwhile, they just told us the day before inflation continues to rise. Make that up. You can't do it. But again, this is what they do. It's a mind screw on a massive scale. And they're going to mind screw you and me. They're going to try to. Oh, it's not happening. You're imagining it. It's China's fault. The economy is strong. Well, no, it's not really my fault. It's Biden's fault because this is from him. Whatever they got to do and come up with the things you can't even dream about, they're going to use against you as propaganda. Let me ask you, when are we going to revolt against this government? We don't even have a government here. What is this? It's a puppet show where President Trump brings 30 of the world's most powerful business leaders with him, of course, on Air Force One. You paid for it. To go to the Middle East, and because they're looking out for these CEOs, these 30 CEOs, look it up for yourself. Oh, Greg's making this up. This is a lie. Oh, maybe you should do your own research just a little bit here. Okay, yeah, so President Trump brought 30 of the most powerful world leaders with him, business leaders with him, because they're looking out for you. They're not looking out for themselves, their families, their shareholders. They're looking out for you. You know they are, right? Of course. But you see, you weren't told that. Did President Trump tell you that he was going to bring 30 of the world's most powerful business leaders with him? He didn't tell you that because, you see, it might engage your brain even that much. And you might say, hold on a minute. Are these business leaders looking out for their best interest, or are they looking out for yours? Welcome to dystopia, people. You're in it. Love all of you. See you later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for the live stream, people. All right? Until we meet again. If you got something out of this video, I want to hear from you. Or if you want to try to attack the message, go ahead. I know you're going to attack the messenger. You don't like my hat. You don't like whatever I am, what I look like, my beard. Do all that. That's fine. Because you got nothing. You got nothing. Attack the message. Prove me wrong. They can't. Because I'm so dead on. You and I, my lions, we are spot on as always. See you guys later.